All right, so Converse is first, and this is Mexico, and how we source it. Okay, and so the next work we want to show you is how we then take kind of the Mexican influence and the culture per se to now to a brand like Trident, which you'll see a spot that is really speaking to moms and why they came here, which is really for their kids. So let's watch that. Trident.
Ma, ¿me das un chicle?
Sí, mi amor.
¿Pero por qué no? Hago la tarea, recojo mi cuarto, dejo que tú me cortes el pelo y como verduras al vapor. ¡Al vapor, ma! Al final, ¿de qué sirve portarse bien?
Pero te dije que sí.
No, ¿sí? Gracias.
11 deliciosos sabores que te ayudan a protegerlos de las caries. Decirles que sí es más fácil.
Thank you. Gracias. Next, again, core U.S. Hispanic. We did some work for Corona Extra. Some of you may have seen a bit too much, I think, too. But it really speaks to the U.S. Hispanic who knows that living in America really means to move 2 steps forward. Sometimes you have to take a step back to who you are. Corona Extra.
Pero ¿qué es ese baile, mi pana? Parece que tu ritmo no pasó la aduana. No, señor.
Ese baile no es latino, eso es un horror. Hasta la abuelita menea mejor.
Video, José, parece marioneta. Que alguien por favor le pase las muletas. Llama a Santo Domingo, amigo, pa' que te manden el ritmo latino.
Una corona en la mano, refresca quienes somos hermanos.
Así, Hugo, prendiendo las turbinas. Así, Hugo, enloqueciendo a las latinas.
Ahora sí bailas lindo, bien de pop y latino.
Sí, toma una corona y goza bonito. Una corona en la mano, refresca quienes somos hermanos. Una corona en la mano, refresca quienes somos hermanos. Una corona en la mano.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's another one. Let's see. Well, let's see what comes back. I think there may be a second one. Let's see. Huh? Yep.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde están? Quedamos a las 7 y son las 7:06.
¿Qué pasa con la hora, González? ¿Qué importa si llegamos tarde? Ser latino es más relajado y no nos gusta verte estresado.
Una corona en la mano, refresca quienes somos hermanos. Así es el latino, vivimos el ahora. Sin suena los amigos y una buena corona. Una corona en la mano, refresca quienes somos hermanos.
Okay. And so the target for that was a segment we call the Boomerang Latinos, Hispanics who know you've been progressing in the country, but you know you got to come back to know who you really are. And what we did instead of at a home, plastered all over key cities, was really, these are vintage shots taken of real outdoor signage all over Mexico that spoke to the legacy of the brand. And instantly it was iconic. It was like, ooh, that's my bear. So that's something that Corona had to do. So moving ahead, so we were assigned the responsibilities to do Corona Light, the last 2 campaigns. This is for general market, not for Hispanic. What's important and why I wanted to bring this up, while the brief did not have culture in it, the target was for that post-college beer drinker whose main characteristic was rooted in the open mind attitude that they were up for anything. Please look at these 2 spots through the lens of culture. One more, I think. Thanks, everybody. Nope. There you go. One more. Bear with me, everybody. There's the out-of-home. I can just take a moment to take you through, which was the movement of constant, light beer. Nope. So I wanted to get to the one more spot, but it's okay. Nope. If it's the Run DMC again, I think we're going to move on. If not, we'll move on. Okay, move on. All right. So last but not least is Remy Martin, which is just a snapshot of out-of-home that we did, which is to really speak to culture in a different way, looking at speakeasies. You see the ad about things are getting interesting, specifically for Hispanic. Las cosas se ponen interesantes. And that's it. Thank you very much. Sorry if I took a little more time.
Thank you. Thank you for those examples. And I think now we have about 10 minutes left. I'd love to get into a broader discussion. And I think, you touched on it, and I think everybody touched on that whole idea of culture. The title of the panel is Culture, the New Creative Brief. The big discussions we've had, and chatting prior to this is, what is multicultural anymore, and what is general market, and is there even a general market when you think about, especially in your country in Miami, same thing with yours, that over probably 50% of the youth there are now Hispanic. Same thing in Southern California. When you think about the current census, and probably over 20% of the current census is, if you factor everything in, is Hispanic. And so everything seems to be moving in a direction that there's huge growth in this market. What is the differences, and what is the discussion about multicultural versus general? I'd love to have, sort of each of you. Yeah, Kim, since...
Because craft brands do have multicultural appeal, and we've got 2 models here that we work with. In one case, we work with La Comunidad on Trident, and in one case, we work baked in with Ogilvy on Kool-Aid. But because our brands do have multicultural appeal, we're making big bets. We're saying that we can't. It doesn't suffice to just go out and talk to whatever the general market. Our general market on Kool-Aid has always been African American and Caucasian. But now our market includes Hispanics to a big degree, and we think that Hispanics are actually going to be the growth engine behind our refreshment beverages. So we can't go to market in a way where we say, first let's solve for this and then let's solve for that target. We got to solve for everyone in one place, and whether that's with 2 agencies working in partnership or 1 agency with all the capabilities baked in, that's how we have to go to market.
Would you?
I think the important thing is to make sure that you're looking at the client's bottom line. I always say that we don't compete against other agencies, we compete against our clients' competitors. And you can sit at the table with another agency or other agencies. For McDonald's, we work with 4 or 5 different agencies. With State Farm, it's with TDB and also with Translation. And at the end of the day, it's whatever makes sense. The reality is that we need to be flexible, we need to be fluid. We've been working with many different agencies, and multicultural is the general market, if you think about it. I think a lot of agencies are nervous about the existence of Hispanic agencies. I think we're alive and well. This year alone, we've won 8 new accounts, and I think it's because, we do good work. You try to develop good ideas, and those prevail. It's not about making sure that we take care of our turf. I also use the metaphor of the more beautiful homes in our neighborhood, the more valuable the neighborhood. And so we welcome competition. I think what's important is to have the conviction and to be philosophically vested. And some agencies are in the Hispanic arena just because it's a good business opportunity and other areas are shrinking. I think in our case, our core is Hispanic. Funny enough, DDB Miami is part of Alma now, so we have general market accounts. We do work for Latin America. We just got an assignment for global